Can you guys hear me? I think you guys can hear me. Not sure. Okay, thank you. Um, what do these levels do? What's going on? That's what you're gonna fucking find out. That's what the fuck you're gonna find out. Just fucking wait. Whoever the fuck doesn't have the patience needs to calm the fuck down because you hardly know what the fuck to do with an FEG. So if I show you something that's there, you're gonna have to wait to look at it over and over. Its character, what it likes to do. You saw what happened today with 1327. You saw how price was stuck there, consolidated there. It was fucking just stuck until what? Volatility stepped into the market, right? So you have a window, a place where there is a window of profit of like a basically of an opportunity of a trade, right? You call it a silver bullet because it's during that window of time. But I've given you a particular level that is placed there by the algorithm at that exact same time that is going to have its main function to act like an NWOG. Okay, think of it like that. Think of it like the NWOG. Think of it as a rocket propulsion. Okay. In order to use these tools, we build a narrative. We have a narrative. We have a story. What the fuck's going on? It's not EMAs, and it's not supply demand, and it's not everything else. We're bullish. I see a lot of bearish order flow stepping in right now, right? But you also have to look at the higher time, all of that, right? The end of the month is here, blah blah blah. But overall, the order flow has been until whatever news that occurred recently. But um, so the function that these levels have is there. It's always there, right? The reason I pointed out 2344 is because I knew the algorithm likes that place. Okay. Now, to you today, you saw whatever the algorithm decided to do there. It doesn't do that every day. When people ask me, "Oh, what happened to minute 36 yesterday at midnight?" Listen, does every fucking Monday of the week, every Monday of the month look the exact fucking same for the month of the trading month? I don't fucking think so. So 36 or any fucking number is usually not gonna look the exact fucking same. 36 is not like 1327. 36 is just a particular point of interest where, uh, because of power of three, that minute where it lands, where it's at, it's gonna either be a low, a high, for the most part. But you have to learn to distinguish whether it's in a consolidation like it was today during, what was it, the 20th hour? And I told you to point out 36 and 40, and they were both consolidated. That's not the same as when 20 was the low today underneath. 1320 was a low, right? Today. After 1300 candle, we moved lower. 1320 was the low, probably the low, I think. Moved higher. 1327 came around, consolidated, exploded. But after 1320, there was that expansive move higher, that bullish order flow that came in, that candle, engulfing, whatever you want to call that fucking bullish candle, right? Then we had 1327. Things consolidated, but what happened right after? It's right there, right? And you keep seeing this happen like fucking every day, every fucking day. I mean, you saw what happened 1327 the other day at the top. we fucking plummeted off of that. Okay? You've seen it already in 3 days. It's gonna take you a couple of weeks to understand what the fuck you're really looking at. But it's there. You know about it. Now, how to utilize it. You're gonna the whole point of volatility, okay? That's the whole point. It's a window of opportunity for a volatile market. And if, like ICT said in that video, he was actually talking about that in that video that I fucking posted. He's saying that if you know the direction of the market, it's one of the most explosive fucking areas. That's one of the, he says it right there. And you saw it yesterday, and you saw it today. It's explosive. Now, obviously, he didn't say 1327 in that video, but guess who pointed that shit out before that trade came around that same day? I didn't even know he traded until I saw that video later that day. I'm like, holy fuck, he traded that. But anyway, so for all those people who don't know when to trade or what to trade or why to trade, you want volatility, right? And if you're not going to get it at 928 because of whatever reason, there's the one at 1327. And obviously, market conditions are going to favor your odds of having a better, excellent, trade, a sexy trade. Market conditions are just market conditions. You should learn those too, seasonality and all that shit. Okay? So, December resets the yearly accumulation AMD. December. Okay? What does it look like? You're going to fucking witness it now. Okay? That's what it looks like. It looks like you're going to watch it happen. That's what the fuck it looks like. We're all going to watch it happen and we're going to learn from it. So these signatures are there because the algorithm works off of them in time. Right? It doesn't give a fuck whether if it's a bearish market and it's at whatever price or if it's a bullish market, or it's going to do its fucking job. You know what I'm saying? Like anything else. A soldier's going to go to war. He's going to do his job, whether he's in the jungle, Sahara, wherever the fuck. He's going to do his goddamn job. It's like that. So, what happened to 36? I'm fucking throwing at you so many concepts and so many ideas that I understand why you're like, holy fuck, what's 36? Or what's this? What's that? They're all different. 36 and 20 and 40 are AMD a cycle. That pattern, right? Just go look. Like if you're bullish and you see a low at 20, like today, 1320, if you see that low like that and you're bullish and you're like, nah, man, like right now, perfect opportunity. If you enter there, what would happen? You would have caught the low. Okay? I'm not saying you're going to catch every 20 is going to be a low. You'll have to have that ability to have the idea where the sentiment you have and you've created with your narrative is so strong, like it is for me when I enter those wicks that people are like, how the fuck did he enter that wick? It's because I knew about time and when and how, and I knew the direction of the market, which is a skill you learn. You can't just be given to you. It's not a fucking EMA. It's none of that shit. This is actually fucking knowing, if you learn it, okay? Some people can't learn it. They won't learn it. That's why they go to Dave. Which, whatever, if it works with it, I don't give a fuck. But they're too stupid, dude. You know what I'm saying? They want to be stupid. Some people choose to be stupid. All you have to do is basically understand that only two things happen in the market, man. I told you guys yesterday, there's only two fucking things, guys. It's the same fucking fractal. I showed you yesterday. I traded it twice today. One of them, the short, look, that fractal is a little more, it's aggressive looking because of the, consolidative Asia. But then some volatility kicked in, right, for that silver bullet. And that's what I told you. That's like a silver bullet you could demo, you could trade. You don't have to get, if you, listen, man, what's going to make you wealthy is knowing the shit, whether you're in Asia or London, knowing it. That's what's going to make you wealthy. That's what's going to allow you to practice this career at an optimal level, okay? Not fucking just emotionally entering and seeing the volatility rip, and then you make that your trophy. No, it's not your fucking trophy. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're just literally fucking yourself. That's exactly what ICT says. That's his whole point. Like, don't do that, man. It's gotta, when he says it's gotta be boring, he doesn't mean like you're not gonna like it. It's gotta be like non-emotional, right? Like logical, technical, and it's natural, and you're good at it as you don't apply any emotion to it. Just because you don't apply emotion to it doesn't mean you're not excellent at it, right? So he wants us as a mentor to be excellent at his algorithmic theory, and he tells us what? If you're getting an emotional during a trade, you're not in the right mindset, you're not prepared. How do you prepare yourself? Bad testing. Because then it's going to be you will become that price action. Those trades I took off my phone in my truck with one fucking finger, man. Do you understand? Why? What? What happened to the EMAs and the trend lines and the it's fucking time, guys. It's just fucking time. At a certain point, that fucking silver bullet wanted liquidity. And where was it? Higher. Okay. So there you go, right? I fucking pointed out last night the 15-minute candle, and I pointed out live on Twitter. Have we closed under it? No, we still hadn't. By the time we did have a close under the 15-minute candle, I went short. And then I showed you the trade. Did I fucking sit there and draw all kinds of shit on the fucking chart? Did I fucking tell you, oh, Bissy, wow, Bissy, like, did I mock the order flow? Did I mock other people? I'll mock that shit with my charts, with my results. But I'm not gonna be on a fucking YouTube talking shit about a Bissy and a Sibby when in fact they don't even know how to build a bias. Like, they don't even know what the fuck is actually going on literally in the market. All they're doing is trading a pattern, dude. Literally up, down, up, down. Like, what the fuck? No, man. We're learning how to enter. If you look at the 2344, and let's say you entered short there. If you were to place a short at that level from 2344 and you place a stop loss a couple ticks above, you would have gone short at the top of that long ass short that just occurred. At the fucking top of the wick, dude. Because you would have entered, it would have maybe, hopefully, if you got lucky, that your order would have gone in and through, and then the shit would have gone lower, and lower, and you would have been like, oh my god, look at this magic. That's the whole point that I'm trying to convey. That the algorithm allows you to have that security. Like, this level should act this way. And if I enter short here, and this level is going to do its job in this macro at this time, if I give myself maybe enough room, I don't have to even. The odds are for me. If I'm stopped out, oh well. Tomorrow or the next fractal or the next macro is there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So precision, right? Precision. Time offers precision. Not fucking scribbles. Not because this low rejected that high. No. Time. Because you know what time. I showed you. I traded what times. Those 2 times that I traded, yesterday I walked you through it. Okay? I walked you through it and I said, look, at this time, 2050 and 2110, something happens. I traded that today. And before that was another one, right? Okay? And then after that was 2342, which I said you treat like I treat like 830. Can you guys hear me? I took my headphones, my earpods off. So anyway, that 2340 gold. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I know it went lower, but look at, okay. You are right now. You're analyzing Asia. Okay, you're analyzing Asia. It's Asia. It's a consolidative session. Okay, it's like that's what it does. But you're also understanding that in order to consolidate, there are fractals and there are some expansions, right?
because there are 4-hour candles in there. So it's like a very favorable session to backtest and to like get comfortable with trading and getting stopped out and all of that. But yes, you're like, how the fuck does he know about 23-foot? Because I've already gone through the whole thing. I literally have gone. I have macros that connect at 1600, 1800 all the way around like a big circle. That's what the fuck I have. And I'm backtesting shit like that. And there's all kinds of shit. And there's not just one pattern. There's not just one fractal. There's many fractals. So yeah, you would probably be like, what the fuck, like that. But these algorithmic signatures take time to reveal to me their main identity within the world they're from. So far, we have noticed that 1327 is like an analog, okay? And so far, I've noticed that analogs open near that level. So there's like this connection, okay? And 1327 window turns out like is very explosive like the analog. So you're gonna see like these characteristics. So what it seems to me that if the analog's not going to be the one that causes the explosive move, which usually will be the one, and we're away from the analog, it's got to be something else. And it's got to be the programming and the fucking algorithm, which is in those algorithmic signatures. So how do you find those algorithmic signatures? Oh, you don't sleep. You just do a lot of work, and that's how you find them. But I also couldn't go without like saying something. Because I feel it's fair, right? I feel it's fair for people to kind of have like a thing, like I know for sure here, right? Like yes, the macro, right? The 13, what is it, 1310 and 1340, right? That's the macro. 1327 is inside that macro, okay? And the more important idea behind your trade is going to be your direction, your trade direction, which is your bias, which is the order flow, which recently has all been bullish, right? You want to stick with that, right? You want to verify it. You want to have your reasons and stick with it. So basically, ICT says that you don't want to trade against the bulk of the volume, right? The bulk of the volume is the order flow, the actual dominant order flow, which is seasonality, IPDA, time of day, etc. So, what is it? Discount, premium, right? All those ideas, right? But the main idea is direction, which is a draw on liquidity. Draw on liquidity is IPDA. IPDA is old stops, liquidity. It's old stops, old highs, old imbalances. 20, 40, 60. That's the idea. If you want to learn to map out which 20 day level we've taken out, ICT has it in his YouTube. You could map it out. Okay, we took out this 20-day high behind us. We took it out. We turtle souped it. The first thing the algorithm is going to want to do is refer back to the near term, which would be like a 5, 10, 20 day. Okay, depending on the order flow too. Remember that, because we're in a fractal. So if you're in an expansive monthly, it doesn't have to. It's not obligated to go back to the 20 low. An expansive fractal is going to literally just want to go to that highest high all the way to the 60, the 40, right? Because the main magnet to the order flow is the old stops. Those are the 60. Okay, 60 yearly, all of that. Those are the stops that are moving the market per seasonality. On the way there, you're going to have engineered liquidity, which is what a fucking buy or sell model is. To understand how what you're looking at in terms of engineered liquidity, you got to understand the direction of the market. So what I'm saying is that you're going to see, like, let's say we're bullish, and then we sell off, quote unquote, for like 4 days almost straight, but we're bullish. And you look at the fractal and you realize that you're near the monthly open. This happened in May, by the way. By the time we were on, it was May 20th. May, the algorithm decided that it was going to refer back 20 days back, and I called it out. I said, "This move here is a manipulation. This is not an expansion lower because of bearish order flow." I pointed it out. What happened after that? We fucking just ripped, right? Knowing how to, having the skills to identify that stuff, obviously requires you to understand power of three and the where we're going. So I knew we were going higher, way higher, to the February highs and all of that, and to the imbalances that were to the left of that. And so when May was so bullish at the beginning of May, I'm pretty sure it was May. Then we manipulated for like a whole week. I understood, like, no, this right here is going back into a deep discount. If the algorithm goes into a fucking deep discount, that's super fucking bullish. Like, that's like, because equilibrium is already good enough. Now, if you go under equilibrium into a deep, and not just a discount, which is like, 60, what is it, 7 or something, but you go into like the 70 and shit, like 78 in a bullish market, that shit is a fucking super bullish, man. Like, that's like where you want to get in. Deep discount. So that's how no one describes breakers that way, but I describe a breaker like that. So basically, a breaker already is discounting in the way I view a breaker. I call it a Massachusetts breaker. It's at discount. It wants to take off already. It's showing you the order flow, right? But then it just digs deeper in, right? Digs deep into liquidity, and it manipulates, et cetera, et cetera. But then once it gets back up into that breaker, what happens? It doesn't even fucking do shit. It just takes off. The algorithm just literally spools off that breaker. It's kind of like if that breaker was put on pause, like that order flow, that rip that was going to occur during the breaker, it was placed on pause, like pause. And then another algorithm came in and said, nope, let me just do this real quick. And they paused that algorithm. And then this algorithm did whatever the fuck. And then this second algorithm went back into the breaker. And then it was like, all right, play. And then poof, it played its actual fucking what was going to occur. It's like a gap. I see it like a gap in time where the actual order flow that should have happened, they decided it shouldn't happen now, so they needed to do something else. The algorithm needed to do something else, and it occurred. And then they went back and referred back to the breaker where they left it on pause, and then they spooled, right? So when you look at that, when you're bullish and you see that we move up higher and then we just go deeper down, lower, already you should understand what the fuck you're looking at. You're looking at a breaker form. You could what happens with a breaker is that once it refers back into it, the breaker, it won't stop. It'll just keep going. Like, go look at a breaker. Go look at the spooling that occurs after the manipulation, and you'll see that there's like hardly any wicks, probably maybe 1, 2. There's usually just a big body, and then boom, it just keeps going because that breaker already has that. Like, it's already bullish order flow that occurred. That's its purpose, is to not allow other players in the market. So the algorithm has these signatures: breakers, order blocks, and all of, like, if you notice 1327, you'll see what was formed. It was a breaker. I pointed it out. You have to sometimes it doesn't look so like animated or obvious, but look at it. There was a move up, there was a manipulation lower, and then it just ripped. That's what happened at 1327. It's a fucking breaker. So the whole point is for you to learn how to do that. Like, okay, so why am I looking at this fucking 1327? Well, there was a breaker today. Maybe you could, write down how many breakers form or order blocks to the left of 1327, or like go look at that, big move to the downside that occurred yesterday or day before yesterday, off of 1327. Study that. What happened? What PD array was there? What was formed? How many times a month have you seen that beef, like that PD array form at 1327? And then you draw a list. Okay, so I have a list of 1327 profile. So you see what I'm saying? Just like Power 3 has different profiles for the week, these things are going to have profiles. The algorithm is not fucking Play-Doh. You know what I'm saying? Like it's complex. So in its complexity, you have to learn how to identify it. Just like Power of 3. So how do you do that? I pointed out what the fuck to look at, like a POI, right? I did. And the interesting thing is that it's a minute it's a minute's worth of a POI. So it's like very, very zoomed in. It's not like a fucking high time frame. It's not a high time frame PD array. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to scalp and like do all that, this is gonna help you. It's gonna help you have a window of opportunity. So I know you guys are gonna like I said, you guys are gonna have a lot of questions, but if you're new to the ICT world, you're going to have to fucking learn from his free mentorship, man, because then all this shit's gonna really make sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you already, that's because you probably definitely need to go through some of his material. You know what I mean? So if you haven't already, go do it. And so those POIs are going to make a lot more sense to you as you witness them over and over, right? So you got like work to do in terms of, homework if you're new. If you've been around, you're probably going to use the midnight open, and then you're going to be like, oh, nice, we're under midnight open. So you're probably, your odds, if let's say 9:30 is way below London lunch, right? Like we have midnight and we just went lower, and then London lunch came and went lower. What does that create by the time we open? Regular trading hours. What is it? The gap, right? There's going to be a gap. If we trade from midnight to 5 o'clock, and then we trade even lower by the time we open, we have a big gap above us. That gap is your POI. And the London low. So if 9:30 is way down there, it opens up and it just dumps. Odds are, unless we're like in some sort of extremely bearish market, you're going to get quote unquote a bounce, right? Let's say London, we get like a minor bounce at 10 into 11, and then lunch comes around and we consolidate. And we still haven't taken out buy side. And 1300 comes around when that 1300 candle POI is around. What are you going to do? You're going to short? You're not going to short. You're going to look for that 1327 to take you higher, low hanging fruit, whatever you want. And that's how you're going to trade that. If you're high, if you're like all the way the fuck up there, we spooled all the way the fuck up there, and we're super bullish, you're not going to short it. Because New York lunch consolidates, and after consolidation, there's expansion. So most likely, 1300 obviously is going to seek liquidity, which is what ICT instructed, told us would happen. And that's usually what happens. 1300 will take out some of the lows, lunch, and then what? Then 1327 shows up. Then you have your window of opportunity. So you start building these profiles. Like, where are we right now? Where are we in the high time frame? Are we like in a discount of the weekly and the monthly? If you're at a discount of a monthly, there's like probably just no reason for you to even want to short. Just wait for some sort of low to be created and then just long, right? These signatures are very, very, very fucking powerful. Like, they're very, very powerful. See, I've shared 928, 1327. I've shared some of Asia, but there are more. There are more, and they're like 1327. So, first of all, you guys got to get used to this like 1327 thing, and you guys got to get used to like all of that shit before anything. The reason I'm sharing all this is because some people are gonna obviously not believe, right? What's the whole point of wanting them to believe? I think it's fair that if as a trader, like I traded for whatever amount of time and I traded EMAs, I think it's fair to kind of plant that doubt in them, because I feel like if they do give it a try, they're definitely going to understand the importance of trading at a particular window of time of your life. I think that's so valuable for any human being, right? I mean, think about it. I traded Asia at work. You know what I'm saying? And some people want to brag, oh, I fucking got like all this. The whole point of you trading is to be consistency, right? The whole point of trading time is that consistency. That's what's going to make you successful, us successful. So the consistency behind a trade is going to rely on if you're using your time wisely. How do you do that? You take advantage of volatility. And there are windows for that. And there are specific signatures that are left behind besides just that candle and the candle's open. There's going to be a SIBI and there's going to be an order block. Okay? You look for them. There could be an order block to the left of that 1327 POI. There could be a SIBI, a balanced price range, created to the right of it, right above it, or right below it. So the signatures are fair value gaps, balanced price ranges, breakers, and order blocks. They're going to form near that 1327. Okay? Not far away from it, near it. So it's not going to be something you're going to look for like way back or way forward. No, you're just going to look back just a little bit. You're going to look back or forward within the same, I'd say, half hour to 15 minutes. Okay? Even up to the 5 minutes. Right? And so maybe this clarifies how easily you're going to be able to use this, because once you give it the time, you're going to notice, oh, it's always like this SIBI, or it's always like this FVG that's created right here, and it's not far, and he's right. Yeah, I am right. It's there. And you're going to be able to use it as support with a stop loss, and you're going to have fun. You're going to love it. So like today, I didn't trade that. I didn't trade it, but I did obviously spot it, right? Like, oh, okay, here we go, because it's there in time. And obviously you fucking saw what happened. Now, I also use 1300, like I've already mentioned to you. I use 1300, okay? So if you notice, 1300 created a BISI, and then the stock market manipulated lower, which is what 1300 does. Manipulates lower. After manipulated lower, you saw that overflow kick in. It's a big fucking candle at 1320. That right there should already give you a clue what the fuck you're going to do with 1327. For sure. Like, oh, okay. So we're bullish. So fuck yeah, let's go. So then you just wait for an imbalance, for draw on liquidity and some sort of PD array that's created within what? I mean, you could go look at the chart, and it might have taken what, a half hour maybe for it to move. So I would say between 15 minutes to a half hour is a good window if it's consolidating, because today it like consolidated a little bit and then it just took off. But if you notice, it didn't, like, there was a low created and there was that big BISI, like the big BISI to the left, and it just never went back in there. It 1327 just took off. It just, volatility kicked in and boom, it took off higher. So that's something you should know, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to take 1327 and you want to take notes on how long it takes for a particular POI that you notice, and you write down, okay, this is what occurred, this SIBI or BISI or balance price range, and then this is how long it took for the spool to occur. You're gonna do it as many times as you can, and then you could demo trade it, like demo trade if you don't already trade. And then you could start fucking saying, okay, this is the PD array I want. This is where I'm going to enter it, and this is my stop loss. And you just let it be. That's it. That's what you got to do. Just let it be, because you have your bias, you have your directional bias, and then that's it. You know that's the POI you want to take advantage of because of volatility. So that's what 928 is as well. Obviously, it's like a volatile window. So you want to use. Someone asked me today, like, hey, you know what? I looked at 928, but there's like all these wicks that fucking go under it. And I'm like, yeah. And if you look at Rich, the Bulls trade, what did he do? He entered as soon as there was price action that went under 928. He longed right away. Boom. Why? Because he knew where the fucking market was going. So he knew that as soon as the algorithm, after it was wicking, it would go back up to refer to 928. It was just going to spool. Like what? Like the way breakers do. It would just refer back to it and take off. So you're going to start kind of like making sense of it yourself. And I've used one of a different one. You guys have seen me use it. I've posted charts. But they are there for you to use to like make money. The reason I like to emphasize on fractals and what I was talking about last night was because 7 o'clock did the exact same fucking thing that we went over, like the exact same fucking thing we went over. Price action we went over from 2 days ago at the same hour, 7 o'clock. It did the same thing. I think it did, yeah, similar. So you're gonna keep seeing these things, right? These lows created where the algorithm doesn't want to go any lower. And you're going to see that because SMT is going to be created there. It's going to be created between, either YM and Q or whichever one is there. But the point is, you have an idea of what to look for. Today I used the 15-minute idea, right, that we discussed last night. I think it was, last night, right? Yeah, when my phone died. And I traded it. That 15 should not allow, if you're bullish, price action under it. If it could go under it and then it could just spool lower, or it could go under it and consolidate. Just like 36 is not a fucking cookie cutter. These things are not cookie cutter, some of them. Okay? So let's say we went under the 15-minute candle. And but we closed under it. What happened? It wanted to consolidate, motherfucker. That's what happened. Because the market does that. And what's happening when it's consolidating? It's probably creating the original consolidation to a buy or sell model. See, the algorithm doesn't just stop. As soon as we consolidate, your idea should be, oh, wait a minute. There's a model that's going to occur here. Something's going to happen here because we're consolidating, right? So there's still so much more opportunity. The point is, if you could recognize those consolidations was usually happening when? London lunch, Asia, and New York lunch. But I pointed you towards a couple of POIs in time where you could possibly take advantage of a trade, make a couple of bucks, whatever, you know? And you don't have to sit there and wait all day. And if it doesn't happen for some reason during that window, then you just move on. And you wait for, I don't know, the fucking London to open or something. But you could do better with your time, right? You're not just gonna sit there and fucking you're not gonna sit there and just fucking watch the fucking algorithm all day. You got a life to live, right? So these windows in time are the key to that. And what better way to maximize on your gains than to take advantage of something as volatile as particular hours that we pointed out already, right? So let me log into my computer and then we'll go from there. Let me see here. Let's see. What are we looking at? Wrong chart. Let's see. Sometimes people forget that traders forget that ICT literally said he starts his day, his analysis, looking through Dixie first to get an idea of the market conditions, right? So let's go to Dixie just to kind of look at it. All right, it's consolidating. Fuck. See, this is right here. This is there's going to be an expansion of shit, right? But let's look at the higher time frame. A lot of sell-side liquidity. It's going to get taken out soon. Maybe a seek and destroy. Take out the high, take out the low. Let's look at the 4 hour. Okay, Dixie, you're dying for sure, and you are going to go down to. Let's look at the. I'll go for the. I already said. My POI is the July 3rd low. That's my POI. Okay. So there's that. And then if we look at this fractal here, let's say we're looking at a 5-minute and it looks like this. Yeah, see. This thing right here already wicked off the Wednesday, November 1st monthly body. Let's see, look at the monthly open. Okay, here we go. We opened here, manipulated. We're still expanding. We're yet to create the low for Dixie for the month of December. There's an order block down here. Let me see. Yeah, there's an order block. This is a 2-day chart. I'm looking at actually, let's look at the 3-day because we have a volume imbalance. So I'm looking at the volume imbalance for Dixie. Maybe some of you guys have already pointed it out, but it's on the 3-day chart. Do we have it? We don't have it on the weekly. The weekly obviously has that big ass fucking Bissy. So really we should just point that out. So yeah, I'm looking at that Bissy. July 24th. The weekly. It's a weekly. So that's what I'm looking at in confluence with the 3-day volume imbalance. That's at July 26th. That's what I'm looking at. Why? Because this order block from August 3rd is already fucked. Okay? It's done. It's a balanced price range order block. It rejected it. it doesn't want it. It's not gonna do shit there. So it's got to go lower. So it's gonna go lower. That's a 3-day chart I was looking at. Oh yeah, this is balanced. Like I'm looking at the 2-day, and there's that order block already rejected August 4th. Yeah, that's a 2-day. Daily order block closed under it. Closed. Oh yeah, we're going all the way to this order block for sure. This daily order block from July 25th and July 26th. We're going there easily. So we're going lower. Dixie's going lower, but when it comes to like intraday, I think there's Asia. I'll look at the hourly real quick. Yeah, it's consolidating, obviously, but it has the. We have a civvy above us. We took out the December 14th low. So maybe that will allow it to just keep consolidating, maybe going just a tad bit higher. Shit, dude. But, yeah, it should probably go into this like breaker area over here, July 25th. So lower. Lower's good. For Dixie. Low resistance would be December 21st, 3 o'clock. Some low resistance there. Liquidity could go into that SIBI. It's consolidating right now. 4 hour. It's moving higher. 1, 2, 3. Higher candles. 4 hour order block. Ooh, this is interesting. So if you look at the 3 hour for Dixie. Yeah, the 3 hour. What I would do is use the 2 hour, like I would add the order block at 9 o'clock for the 2 hour. 9 o'clock, December 21st. That's an order block because it's got that SIBI, and then we have relative equal highs, the 2100 and the 2300. So if we are expecting a manipulation to then go lower for the day, I would say we'd go above those highs of Asia highs. We go into that order block, and we wick to go lower. That's what I think. Yep, these highs are too clean. SIBI's too obvious. And the 15-minute. Yeah, so we'll manipulate higher, take out the highs. Yeah, I do notice we have like the 630 SIBI from yesterday. I notice all that area for sure. When it comes to range, let me look at the daily. We're definitely like at a low of the range. I won't deny that. But this model has the whole buy side and sell side of the curve. And we've definitely closed under the 50% of the range for Dixie. I think I already talked about this, but I'll go over it again. Yep, we closed under it. There's just going to be like a final push lower. Could be pretty aggressive. So I would I would just look for it to trade into the daily order block, basically, possibly. Um, the order block for December 20th. I'll go into the 4 hour. Yeah, that's that seems pretty legit. It doesn't have to go up that high, but it could. Take out all these fucking shorts, go up in there, dig in there, consolidate, and then just expand lower. Maybe create a sell model here, right? Like it's consolidating, goes higher, creates a buy side of the curve engineered to use up to on the way down. And then by the time it hits this balanced price range that it's creating now, it'll just spool under that because it won't need to do anything there anymore. So let's say we go up, we go into the order block, we create like, I don't know, 2 4 hour candles maybe. So 8 hours. What is that? Like at 10 o'clock maybe? And then that could become like a bearish order block once we get the dump when we're touching that order block, the daily order block I just mentioned to the left. So we got the daily order block, we got a balance. Right now we're consolidating, balancing, and then we might trade in up, take out the highs, trade into the order block, and definitely don't want to see us trade above the consequent encroachment of that order block, right? Because then if we close above that, that's already gonna just not be very bearish. So we would have to keep an eye on that order block and these highs that we have in Asia. And as I said, if we're bearish, this consolidation will become an area to where once we refer back into it, we'll just spool away from it lower. It's already balanced, right? So there's no need. Once the algorithm comes right back into there, it's not gonna see that. It's just gonna fucking say fuck you and go all the way to the lows and all the way to wherever the fuck it wants to go lower. Maybe you could even use a fib, some kind of standard deviation, whatever the fuck. But that's what I see for Dixie. Obviously, it's consolidating, so it's not very fucking for indices. Like this is not what we want to see, right? Because it's all fucking high resistance market conditions, which are the ones everybody complains about because they get fucked up. I'm looking at the 90-minute. Let's see. As I said, yeah, it has the relative equal highs. It has that order block as well. It's a balanced price range. So definitely the fucking daily bearish order block for Dixie. Now, if it violates that order block, that's gonna be something to take note of, because now possibly if it violates a daily order block, it's gonna want some sort of high or another daily order block higher up into like a deeper premium of the range it's in, right? We have a range right here that started December 21st at 3 o'clock all the way down to right now. That's a range. It's an expansion. And we are at the lower end of that range. We could trade back into that order block, which is about 7. If you add a fib, that's going to be like 78%. So that's the confluence you want to look for, right? So you want to fib your fucking expansion lower. Add your 65, 69, whatever you use, dirty little fib, 69, whatever you use. But just use it. That's a premium of the range. It has confluence with the order block. We have relative equal highs. What time frame was that? Right now, in the for the hourly, we have relative equal highs. We have a failure swing here at 1300. So yeah, we could definitely easily go into that order block. And then if we look at the 4 hour, that's good too. The 4 hour, we have the 7 o'clock. Sibi has like a gap right there, like not a gap, but like a space that hasn't been traded to between the wicks. You're gonna notice a space there. So there are enough PD arrays at the upper end of this range for us to anticipate a manipulation for the day that could be higher. I'm not sure if there are any news. So, and if we are bearish, Dixie, we should expect a manipulation. What time is it right now? 2 o'clock. That's pretty early. So I expect a consolidation all the way up to 7 o'clock, basically. So let's go over to NQ. So I'm thinking 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, good area to look at Dixie, see if it's manipulating higher. Yep, see, we're consolidating still. We went into. I'm gonna look through the 4 hour for a second. Okay, so this is interesting. We have a range. We're at the equilibrium of the range of that SIBI. We've already closed above the fucking 50% of that SIBI. Okay, so that's something to know. That's very important to know. I see that we have relative equal highs here. That's a fucking massive target. That would be the high for 6 o'clock. And the high for 1400 for the day of Thursday, right? For 1400. So yesterday's 6 o'clock a.m. and 1400 are POIs for us to attack, for the algorithm to refer to. However, obviously that order block is what we're looking at, because it has an order block. We have obviously the imbalance, SIBI, and we have a balanced price range to the left. We have the candle for December 19th. This is a 4 hour chart, by the way. December 14th candle. We moved higher, consolidated, moved lower. So then we painted, right? We painted lower. We painted back up and then higher. And so all of that there is a balanced price range, which means what? Same scenario with Dixie. It ain't going to give a fuck. It's just going to go. So so basically that whole order block would act more as of a breaker. Okay. So the more notable detail about all of this here is the fact that we've closed above the 50% of the SIBI. That's the very notable detail. Okay, that's the order flow challenged. It painted up into that SIBI, and it challenged this whole SIBI here. So I do expect that order block to get challenged as well. Go in there and fuck around. But let's see. Let's look at the 6 hour chart. We have what looks like a rejection block. We have a balanced price range all the way to the left. Over here at Sunday, Friday, we have all of that. Moved higher, dropped lower. Notable candle, obviously, with plenty of volume. December 20th. right? I wonder what time it created that whole volume. I wonder what time it was. It was 1327, right? So, let's see. So there's considered a consolidation, right, inside the city, right? And so explosive move to come, yeah, why not? It's December 21st. We still have a good 7, 8, 9 days or something. So we have an opportunity to go higher. Actually, after expansion comes consolidation, and then comes expansion, or reversal, right? So we have an expansion from Thursday, December 7th, all the way up to Wednesday, the 20th. This fractal started down here at October 27th is the low. Then we took out the high of October 12th, went higher, spooled, right? Why? Because that it acted as a fucking breaker, guys. This low from October 3rd to the high of October 12th is basically it's a breaker, is what I call the Master Judas, because it's a manipulation before the other manipulation. So it's a manipulation that creates the secondary manipulation, which then creates the real move. Okay. That's why I call it the Master Judas. It's like the one. That's like the one that actually initiates the whole shit. The actual move, right? Because it initiated the manipulation lower, which then initiated the actual move expansion. So I attribute this whole price action to that manipulation. Why did I call it a manipulation? Because when it moved higher, most people thought it was just going to keep going higher, possibly. So it not only created the actual order flow that was in the market, but it also created the condition to where it could Judas everybody. And then so we have this big ass move down into that big ass fair value gap SIBI that ICT fucking pointed out, right? And there was SMT down here, which I didn't even get to point out because I was busy doing other shit. However, okay, we had that expansion. So fractally, if we zoom out, I'm looking at the whole fractal from December 30th of 2021 all the way up to here. And it's fucking obvious that this bitch is going to take out those highs, man. Like, it did all of this expansion all the way down from January to attack that. Liquidity is the magnet. So we're consolidating to expand higher. And the news will have to fit that narrative. If we take out, okay, let me see. Okay, now I'm looking at the weekly, and I'm looking at the whole fractal from starting December 6, 2021, right? The same one I just mentioned, all the way up to over here. So, we had mentioned the SIBI from January 3rd. Okay, so let me add that. Okay, we got the SIBI. Let's see what we look like inside that SIBI for a second. Because that's obviously high time frame order flow and POI. So, it's got to be done. We wicked. Where did we wick? Let me see. We wicked below the 50% of that. So we haven't closed above that SIBI from January. Okay. If we close above the 50% of that SIBI, that's when you start understanding that this bitch has told you that it wants to go higher. So far, we wicked. So what do we do now? Well, we have that wick that we already have created to work with. We have the open to work with. We have, I'm looking at the weekly candle. We have the wick for Monday, December 11th week. We have the high of that wick, because highs are also a PDRA. So you could add that high and have it there as a POI. Then you zoom in after you add your weekly wick for that Monday 11th, December 11th candle, bullish candle. You zoom in the 4 hour and you look at it and you realize that we had bullish order flow Monday, December 21st, which was yesterday, at 1400 off of what? 1327. Okay. So we have that. So it would be to our advantage to understand that we are in a balanced price range. Okay? We're in a balanced price range between the, I would say, the high of yesterday's high, the wick, and then all of the price action to the right of that, and then you see the wicks to the left of December 21st, the 4 hour candle. We have two wicks. Those wicks offered price into the SIBI, and price just went lower. But then yesterday at 1320, we created a low around 1320. And that's when order flow kicked in. Order flow kicked in, and boom, closed above the 50% finally of that SIBI. So if you go into the hourly, the whole SIBI, sorry, this is a BISI, for December, for yesterday, 1500, right? That candle is important to what's going on to the right. The order block from 12 o'clock is important. That order block, if it gets tapped into, it will create a propulsion block. Okay? So if we manipulate lower today, while Dixie manipulates higher, and we go into this order block at 12 o'clock yesterday, lunch. Okay, now we're talking about a lunch session, right? And we go in there and we tap into it, and there's bullish order flow. We'll go higher. That down candle manipulation that we leave behind will be a propulsion block. When we move higher, we will trade back into it like an OTE, basically. So we're anticipating an OTE right here today, guys. We're anticipating that we will move lower into the order block. We should see bullish order flow. If you see bullish order flow kick in there, you know what time that is. Depending on what time it is, I might throw you guys a bone. But it might end up being 9:28 or 13:27. Okay. It might end up being 9:28 actually, because I did say that possibly by 10 o'clock Dixie would go higher, right? So, you know what? I'm thinking? I'm thinking lunchtime. They'll definitely want to accumulate at that order block, and lunchtime consolidates, so that'd be perfect to accumulate, right? And then 1327 would be like the superstar. So it might be a very fun day today, actually. So that's a POI, that order block there. Move down in there. institutional sponsorship. We already have the low resistance liquidity, which is this whole trend line from 1800 to now. So that there, guys, we'll fucking rocket over that shit. Like, you already know. Okay. So if you look at these conditions here, we have a BPR, which already won't require the price to stay. We have low resistance liquidity, will not require price to stay. We have a SIBI to the left, which is already low resistance liquidity. We have the hard stops from January, all the way the fractal that we just talked about. We possibly have an very expansive day today. If that order block holds, that's an hourly order block. Well, 4 hour. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see. Wait a minute here. That's interesting. So we have a 4 hour. We traded into it. What time is it right now? 2:30. Oh shit. Wait a minute here. Have we had a protectionary state? It has to be. Well, that's not it. Midnight was okay. Let me look at the 15-minute. Nah, we need something more than that. Possibly. The only thing is, I'm looking at this fractal, and I'm looking at the 45, the 15-minute SIBI. That thing's already balanced, man. And these wicks are reaching higher already. And as I was mentioning that order block, we already have an order block here. We already have this 15-minute order block, and we have the hourly order block. We're inside, like, let's see. Is it 2 hour? Yeah, the 2 hour order block. Yeah. We're inside the wick of that 2 hour order block. And we definitely already traded into the open of that order block. This is interesting because we have a lot of low resistance liquidity. There could be news that get released. I don't know if there are any other news, but it almost seems like this thing could take off whenever the fuck it wants already, actually. And looking at this SIBI here, I would look into the SIBI for midnight, the hourly, if we close above the 50% of that. I'm going to go down into the 30-minute. Oh, bro. And we're moving higher, guys. We have 1 o'clock, 30-minute candle with a wick. Went higher, and that's 3 candles higher. We closed above the half hour, 50%. This candle is consolidating, obviously, and we're creating. This is a whole balanced price range right here. I think we could just leave. What macro are we in? 232? Huh. Relative equal lows. We have this BISI at 125. But the thing is, guys, we're like entering a balanced price range. So that's the thing. And we keep fucking reaching higher. Oh, plus, let's see. What's the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 1? Okay, so, yeah, this, I don't know if we're gonna go lower. We already dug into that order block. We dug into the order block. Everything's balanced to the left. There's a balanced price range right here. Right there. I would note the low of the 5-minute candle at the 25th minute of midnight. So 12:25, right? That low? Yeah, see? This thing wants to go higher already. It doesn't want to go lower anymore. Yep, that's it. We're leaving a balanced price range on the 5-minute. So look, if we're leaving a balanced price range to the 5-minute and it's 2:30, a half-hour candle has just started. This half-hour candle is going to close, right? When does it close? At 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock would be the second to the last 4-hour candle, the second to the last hour candle for the 4-hour candle. So this could be a 4-hour expansion we're looking at here. The end of the 4-hour candle, which is from 4 to 5. We could see an expansion here actually already. We could definitely see this shit just keeps moving higher. Yeah, that's what it's gonna do. It's just gonna go higher. It's just gonna go higher, 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 and it might not do it like quickly, but it's gonna do it. It's not gonna go lower. We're under midnight. Yes, we are. Asia highs intact. Yep, they are. We're going higher. That's it. That's all I can say right now. We're just gonna go higher. And when is it gonna stop? It's just not probably not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. So that's what I could tell you. That's probably not gonna stop. So maybe Dixie won't even fucking manipulate because, I mean, that's what we're counting on. Like, what the fuck is Dixie doing, right? Like, is it gonna? Because Dixie does that when it fucking when it consolidates, comes out with ooh shit. Oh, all right. So it's taking out all that sell side. I'm looking at Dixie finally. Ooh, Dixie. Yeah, that's it. That's it for Dixie, guys. She's taking off. That's a balanced price range. Yeah, Dixie's gonna want to take out that low, and it's gonna want to keep going lower. So, as I said, I don't know if there are any news, but I'm bullish. Okay, there. I'm not bearish. Because why? Because I don't think the fucking algorithm's done. That's why. Not because I give a fuck, like, about green or red. Just don't think it's done. Plain and simple. I mean, yeah, this definitely, I could say, oh man, look at all this low resistance to my left of this buy side of the curve of the sell model, right? But this buy side of the curve is an expansion during a bullish seasonal tendency, guys. Okay, it's an expansion. And all I'm seeing here is a move lower with order flow that keeps moving higher, and an order flow that's willing to close above that SIBI bullish order flow so far. We are definitely at some sort of premium of a range, but if you take a look at the high from July 19th, I think it's July 19th, right? Yeah, July 19th. We took it out, right? We took out that high, and then we traded back into it like, I think, what was it? We took it out, right? Like, we took it out, traded into it, and then we kept going. And then it's a tight range for NQ. I'm looking at the 4 hour. It's pretty tight. Look at the hour. But the whole thing for me is is the fact that we need to see, like, this is one of those scenarios where ICT would say, in my opinion, he would say it's like he's probably just not going to trade because it's not completely one-sided for him. This is probably one of those scenarios. So I am leaning towards taking out all this low resistance liquidity right here immediately and taking out the relative equal highs. This is NQ I'm talking about. And then we are December 21st. We still have, I don't know, how many days do we have? Let me see here. Oh, we have too many days, guys. We have way too many fucking days. Well, let's see, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we have too many days, guys. So what I'm looking for are news. I'm looking for news because, to be honest with you, this shit has to happen kind of rather quickly. If it's gonna take out those highs, it's gotta happen kind of quickly. And I think today's the day for that. I think it's gonna be Tesla. I think it's gonna be whatever else, but those stops have to get taken out because how many times have we already reached all the way up here before we haven't even taken these fucking highs out? Twice, right? Yeah, so that would be up here at the Wednesday, July, whatever, 19th. And then now we're all the way the fuck up here, and the algorithm is just not going to stop there. It's just not. Like, it's these are from 2021. It's going to be, I mean, we're going to enter 2024. They're going to take that shit out. They're going to fucking take that shit out. I mean, they as in, like, the algorithm's going to take it out, but these fuckers are going to, like, probably release some news or some shit. So, the 3-month candle. 3-month candle. A 3-month candle is bullish. And we have those three, that we have that failure swing for January 3rd. We keep talking about January 3rd, right? But it's good. It's like important to be able to see these things, different time frames, different things, right? Order flow, bullish. We left the balanced price range, 3 months worth of it. We're not going to go lower. We're not going to go lower. So there you go. I mean, just look at the fucking 3-month chart. We have another week still. How long does it take to create a wick? Possibly 2 days. And then trade back into it one more day, which would be a Friday, TGIF. So we would create like a wick on a Thursday, trade back into it on a Friday, which would be next week, which is, what date is that? The 29th and the 28th. So the 29th and the 28th. And then we have a manipulation for January. So basically, January 3rd or 4th, January 8th is one of my POIs for a high, but for now, the algorithm has to take those stops out. Like, we're just there. I mean, it's kind of obvious in the 3-month chart. So yeah, we're eating up that SIBI. That's what we're doing. Let's see. Dixie expanded and then it consolidated, so there should be more expansion, right? Yeah. Now, in terms of, let me see. I haven't done like the IPDA. You know what? I'm not sure. Does anybody know what low we took out or what high we took out? I haven't. Uh, I just know that we want to take out hard stops, guys. And I do other shit. So I'm like, what? Where's the IPDA? My charts, I have a lot of shit on them, man, because it's a lot of it. It's an X-ray. It's an X-ray machine. So I have. I mean, I could add the IPDA. It's just I got a lot of fucking shit I'm looking at. Data, right? So that's it. This thing's like, it just seems like it's waiting for news, right? Like it's just there chilling, like it's moving higher and it's waiting for some sort of shit, and people are gonna be like, whoa. It's like Tesla fucking announces a fucking baby bottle or some shit. I don't know. But we're leaving that balanced price range already. Uh, the 2340 area that I was pointing out earlier, that's all a balanced price range, and we're leaving it. So, oh yeah, and the POIs, remember? Okay, so the POIs were at them again. So now we could talk about them. 2344 and what's the other one? Oh yeah, 2055. So we're approaching them right now. We haven't gotten like a full blown bullish candle off of them, like a body. But it would be nice for you to see what, to note it and then to observe and see what occurs after that, which is probably going to happen right now, possibly. Yeah, moving higher, chasing that fucking buy side, right? Yeah, this is nice. This is low resistance liquidity. It's beautiful. It's like arranged nicely, actually. Nice arrangement here. Seen this before. When? During May. That's what the May manipulation looked like, just like this. I was like, what the fuck? This is too obvious. Like, this is just engineered. So, we basically engineered liquidity to go higher. I could be very wrong, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been wrong a lot, so. But, yeah, the season's not over. The month is not over. I wouldn't say it's time, right? I wouldn't say it's time. FedEx, stupid fucking FedEx. They are always saying some stupid shit. But that's how manipulation goes, right? Manipulation goes that way. Like, hey, you know what? We're gonna make it fit the narrative. We're gonna fucking do what we got to do so that we could load up because the algo's about to do some shit. Let me look. Look into the. All right, so the macros, right, for Asia. So which one did I use today? I used the 2050 to 2110. That's what I used for a little trade that you could take, while you're taking a piss or something. So you got that macro, and then you fucking got what's this over here? 23. You got 23. Okay, so 1, 2, and then where's this 19 over here? There's another one. Where's the other one at? Let me look at my notes for a second. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. All right, so consolidation. We're approaching my POIs. It's looking promising so far to go higher. Dixie's being a little bitch. Not much anymore, but yeah, it was. I just saw it, I looked at it, I was like, man, what the fuck are you doing, Dixie? Just go home. Just fucking go home, Dixie. Nobody wants you anymore. Let's see here. It's a love thing. I have a channel called It's a Love Thing. That's okay. Let's see. What's this? Where are we? What do I have? I need 21. 2137. Let me add it there. 2137. 2137 macro. Something like that. Half an hour. That would be 2137, right? 2. 22. 2207. So we have 1945, 2050, 2137, and then there's a move lower, and then we have 2340, which I refer to as 830, and then we have a manipulation. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one begins like a more dynamic move, right? It creates a low. This is obviously anybody be like, wow, he hasn't mentioned that obvious buy model. It's like, yeah, I get it. It's like right there, right? But we're looking. I understand that, but also you have to understand that the fucking algorithm will take any fucking low it wants out. So what if we're just in this consolidate? It could look like a lot of things. So, but 1, 2, 3 down, and then we got we got 35 minute 35. Where are you? That's another one I add for 20 minutes. So 55. What did that one do? Oh, that's the one that said peace, bitch, and it just moved lower. Then I got 135. What did that one do? 135. Where are you? Here you go. Boom. 135 half hour. 205. Yeah, I know. There's one here. And then if you notice, right after 205, boop, right? So then we have 233, right? 233. And we have a silver bullet between 3 and 4. 303. So the balance price range to our left, which are those two macros, which are 2340. And I don't mind that my macros look fucking weird. If they are macros, I just know that I like what happens there. So I'm not, I'm kind of weird like that. I just kind of selective. Like, okay, this is the area right fucking here. Because if you notice, okay, I'm gonna fucking show you why. Okay, I've been using these for a while, but 2137, right, to 2207. What happens right after it? There's a raid, a turtle soup. Look at what happens right after that turtle soup. You get yourself a nice little move, right? Right. And then the one I traded, which was 2050 to 2010, what do we have? We move higher, which I traded. And then we also had the one where the 1945 to this one's from 1945 to 2015. Okay. This one I traded lower, right? Because this is the one that was it. This one, we had a close, or was it? No, this is not the one. Did I short this one? No, no, no. I didn't short that. I didn't short. I shorted after. I shorted over here at after the macro. Yes, I shorted after the macro. So I shorted after the macro when we closed under the 2015 candle. That's what I did. So the macro that I have is 1945 to 2015. And when we closed under that candle, where did we do that? Where's 2015? Okay, so we had 2015, we moved higher, right? So after 2015, there was a little wick, and then we moved higher. After that move higher, I'm looking for like a significant close under the 2015, right? So I got to give it time though, like not right away. So I give it time. So like 2025 came around, and then 2030 came around, 2034 came around, and if you notice, by the time it was 2035, which is right before 2036, we closed under significantly, and that's when I was already short right here. So anyway, um, what do I have right there? Oh yeah, I have a 2055 right there where I shorted from Monday. So if you add Monday's 2055 level, you're gonna understand that short I took. Um, was it? Was that the short? Yeah, that was a short. Yeah. So if you add the 2055 level, it runs right across where I entered, basically. So that was my confluence as well. Okay. And that same 2055 from Monday is what the price action got stuck to, like all the way from that macro at 2015 all the way up to 2207 until it moved lower. And then now we're like stuck at 2344 and 2055 of this session. And if you look at this fractal, 244 Bissy. Okay, let's look at that. See what happens there. Does it act like support, do you think? For a second? For a long time? It's during the macro. We're in the macro right now. Right? So, wait 1 second. Oh, let me see. I gotta take a look at something here. Oh, where is it? Oh, okay. So, in a couple of minutes, we're gonna find out. Remember, I told you, 5901, right? Especially 3 o'clock, by the way. That's the trade that ICT showed. He showed us that. He pointed at minute 1, minute 5, and minute 15. Oh, what's going on right here? Uh-oh. We're getting some, oh. 2055 is like, oh no, that's 2344 is like, not yet, bitch. Oh shit. So it's gonna trade into the BISI. It's gonna trade into it. And then we're gonna find out. We should see some volatility kick in, like in a couple of minutes. And then once it does, it might create like a BPR here in that SIBI. Might trade down and then trade back into it and then take off higher. Right? So you saw the fractal that I'm talking about. BPR, right? So it could trade lower into the SIBI. I mean, sorry, BISI. Keep calling it fucking SIBI. And then it could just like have a body there and then go higher. But it's gonna happen like really soon. So let me. Where's the 1545? The interesting thing to me is that the 245 candle open is like right above that. That's actually the BISI. That's 245 candle. That's the last. Like it's like we're closing the 2 o'clock candle, opening the 3 o'clock candle at a BPR. So let's see what kind of volatility steps in here. Um, let's see. This is it right here. This is where you want to. This is what I mean. It is the macro, no shit. But obviously, the conditions that we've been talking about, where we're at on the map, is important. I'm bullish, and I think this is gonna be like the spot. There's just too many things but what's gonna happen? Like, what are they gonna do? What's gonna happen? What are they gonna be news? Is this gonna go lower? Because it can go lower, and because we have liquidity under us at 1 o'clock and blah blah blah. So okay, here's the volatility, 259. Okay, so now we're creating some sort of balanced price range here soon. So this is important. Okay. Okay, here it is. The next minute. Okay. We're in the macro still. And I want you to add a level to 247. Let's see here. Okay. To the open. I know it's starting to look like there's too many things there, right? But just look. Just look at this. Observe. 3 o'clock open. That's the second hour of the 4-hour candle. I mean, we can consolidate, but I want to analyze this here because of the place we're in. Like, okay, so that BPR that I mentioned that was going to happen, that's what you want to pay attention to. Okay. Shit. Okay, here. Okay. The wick. See, we're trading into that 1 minute wick. BPR. Is it going to be support? Are we going to have support here? We're going to have a spool. We could spool right here. 247. Remember, I told you all the levels to add. Here we go. We're going to find out. We're kissing 2050. Okay, here we go. A close. Oh, let's see what's going to happen. In the macro still. We're still in the macro, but that's balanced, okay? That BISI is balanced. It's got fucking wick. It's got fucking 259. So if you see this little tiny balanced price range that was created at our POI levels, it's going to be very, very fucking notable. Okay? And if we close bullish over these levels, that's notable. So you see how we're fucking stuck here? Like, the algorithm is still working its magic in the macro where volatility is expected. Wait a second here. Okay. All right, here we go. What do we have? What's going on? You gonna do it finally or what? Think you are. It's support. BPR support. BPR support. Shit. I'm over here fucking analyzing and shit. 1 second. Uh-oh. The fuck? Some volatility kicking up in there, huh? Yeah. Still the macro. Let's see what happens in these 8 minutes. Eight minutes minimum. How many minutes has it been? 2 minutes. Right now, you could be looking for SMT easily. Okay. Balanced price range. What are we looking like in the 5 minute? Potential order block if we get the bullish order blow above the macro. Um, Still waiting. Still waiting. It could be a big nothing burger, you know. It could just be nothing, obviously, but it's important that we close above this 4 hour candle, like the consequent encroachment of it or the equilibrium of it. So basically, we have to take out the high that we've created thus far for this hourly candle. It has to be taken out. How many minutes has it been? Okay. Let's see what happens in 3 minutes. Whole lot of nothing, huh? So let's see. We took out some sell side into the volume imbalance at the 4 minute chart. These wicks in the 4 minute chart that are to the left of this 4 minute candle are important because of the BPR. So if we were to get like a bullish close, that would mean something, right? So far, we're seeing that it balances and it moves lower. Okay, so that's what we're seeing. Doesn't mean it's a trade. It just means it's doing something in this macro. That could just be consolidating. So yeah, I'm gonna add the 50% level to that 4-hour candle body to my left. So the 4-hour candle for 2200. I want to see what happens. Like if we close above that, or what kind of order flow, or what kind of resistance it may offer. What the fuck did I do? Let's see. Oh, shit. It's a 4-hour candle, so it's got that intraday order flow for the 4-hour candle, right? Under midnight, side of a Sibi, Dixie wants lower. It's a Friday. Oh yeah, it's a fucking Friday, huh? Shit. Damn, I forgot. I always fucking forget when it's Fridays, guys. Shit. God damn it. It gets me every time. Like, it's fucking Friday, bro. Oh, fuck. Alright. I guess we're gonna just switch gears to TGIF. Let's see here. Let me look at the fucking candle, man. Weekly candle is bullish. The weekly candle is bullish, bro. And we have a big ass wick. I mean, that's kind of an easy one, right? So let's just add our fucking. Look at that big ass wick. Come on, guy. You think we're not gonna trade into that shit? All right. Hope it's total 20, 30. Where's 30? 20. That's funny. You know what? That's pretty fucking interesting. Because this is, I think, the second time I noticed this. Yeah, last week, same thing happened last week, actually. Let me see here. It's, oh. Wait. I see. But yeah, so the 50% level of that 4-hour candle to our left. I mean, some order flow is gonna kick in right off of that. I think so, because it's not a very small Asian candle. It's like pretty big. So here, where we're at now, it's been past 8 minutes, and we have this BPR BISI at 312. We have a wick, and let's see what happens here. Off to the races, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Oh. Okay, so we went into the range. Just chilling right here. No trade. Because I want to see. What I'm looking for is like some energy, right? Some energy off my PYs. And off the high of that macro. So that if we get that energy, we use the high of the macro as support, right? Possibly. And then attack 2200, 21, SIBI imbalance at 20, and take out all of that low resistance liquidity. Basically, that's what I'm looking for. So it hasn't given it to me. It's still chilling right here. Okay. What's that? Mm-hmm. I added the 50% level to it. It's probably not like exactly to like where it goes to the candle I was talking about, the 4-hour candle. So maybe that could help you kind of get an idea of the order flow to the left, what the intention of the algorithm might be, because it's rejecting here. So this BISI is obviously important at 312, right? Silver bullet 3 to 4, is it not? So will this act as support or resistance? We're going to find out. Hopefully. Okay. 319. 319. Where's 15 at? 15 is this big ass wick. Not looking bullish. Not looking bullish so far. But wait. What's the close like here at 319? See? So we'll see. Access support. I'm looking at the SIBI 317. Okay. I want to know what the fuck price does there. If it approaches it. Does it move smoothly through there? Up to the upside? Does it not? We're like at midnight, aren't we? We're like at the midnight level. So yeah, that's kind of one of those things. So London creates the lower the high of the day for the most part. What was the high of the week? It was it was Wednesday. Okay, I get it. Let's see. What are we looking at here? Starting to see some order flow. Like so it's not acting as support, it seems. Where's 305? Here we go. 305 open. Ooh, rejection. Rejection. Yeah, this it doesn't seem like it likes this BISI so far. It definitely didn't act as support. It's reaching for sell side. We consolidated. There's 115 sell side. What time is it? It's 3. Okay, so we're talking silver bullet now, right? We left the consolidation, silver bullet window. BISI was not support. We're gonna target the 4-hour low, possibly into that BISI of 125, maybe. The consequent encroachment, or the candle, the 4 hour candle to the left, it was rejecting it. So if we go to the 4 hour chart, um, we're gonna see what is going on. So basically, you're gonna see that that body for the 2200 candle, it's like they offered sell side into it. I'm sorry, buy side into it. And we have that order block that I was talking about at 10 o'clock. We have the wick toward left, which obviously has a gap. Okay, so we could be reaching into that order block, like I mentioned earlier. The thing about the daily chart is that obviously we have the 50% level of the daily candle, right? That's a form of fair value. Um, the weekly candle has a fucking big ass wick above, so that's really suspicious. It's just fucking crazy. Uh, we definitely obviously went into that civvy that has that order block there, so obviously that rejection is, you know, could be explained. That's what I'm saying, but so now what's going on? Let's see here. Hmm. $326. Now we have, because we have those relative equal lows, right? From 2 o'clock hour. Those are kind of interesting there. We haven't taken out like the Asia. Well, I'm not looking at ES, so I'm not sure what the fuck ES is doing. So it's another thing, right? Want to look at that. ES. It's just a whole lot of fucking consolidation, huh? That's really what it is. Yeah, ES has that beautiful BISI down here from yesterday, right? I'm looking at the what is it? The 5 minute chart. Let me. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, it is the 5 minute chart. Let me switch it over to. That's interesting. Hmm. That was a freakish move to the downside. That's the one from Wednesday. It's fucking insane. I wasn't awake for that, but that's pretty insane. Okay, so the same fucking area. Now we took out. Obviously, we took out that sell side. Now we're trading right back into there. 15-minute chart. Oh shit, man! What the fuck? Look at that 15-minute chart, man. That shit's pretty crazy. 15 fucking minute chart is intense. Fucking wicks. That's a long ass wick. Yeah, that's a long ass wig. Let me see here. I think I sent you an invite to speak, Joe. If you'd like to. I'm not sure if you want to share anything, bro. So, if you want to share anything, that'd be awesome. Joe, if you're listening, you're probably not listening. He's probably asleep now. Who knows? Consolidations. Let's see, Dixie. What you doing, Dixie? Damn, this is one of those Dixie days, huh? It's one of those fucking Dixie days. Definitely looks like one of those Dixie days. Okay, we got something here. What is it? Oh, we got a... Oh, shit. Oof. More fucking not right now? Or just, what? Or finally are we going? Finally going? No? Yes? No? 3 o'clock? No? Yes? Fucking shit. There it is. There it is. That was nice. Interesting. Look at that. So we got that candle right off of the... If you notice that 331 candle, it's like right off that 247, like it's close, right? The 247 level I asked you guys to add. So now that whole fucking area is support. See? See that? That's why I kept saying those POIs, if you add them, we have a close in there. And now the algorithm is definitely hunting all that shit above. You see this? See that? Yeah. That's those POIs help. Because those POIs are algorithmic signatures that are they're guarding, they're allowing and not allowing. So if you look at the candle, if you added the level at 247 and you also added the level for 255 or 2055, you would see that we have a BPR that formed in there. This BPR that I'm talking about is the BPR from 245 all the way to 258. It's all these little candles, right? Those little candles are inside there, but then to the left and to the down under, we have that. We have that. BISI that I kept talking about, see if it would act as support. And I said, we're going to wait 8 minutes. So we waited 8 minutes, and then we went higher. We were getting rejected off those POIs and the balance price range, right? So those POIs, those algorithmic levels, if you notice the candle for 314, it beautifully fucking wicked off. Which one's that one? 2344. It wicked off of it, right? Rejection. Wicked off of 2055, went lower. Took out sell side, right? Took out sell side. So then we went higher into like that 301 POI. And then we just did all of this. As soon as the SIBI that I mentioned, I don't know if you guys are fucking following along or not, but the SIBI at 317 that I added, if you notice how like the 328 candle like just went through it and then it closed above it, that already is like indicative, right? Because we could have just gone lower, like just chased after the sell side over here that I was talking about at 201. But as soon as we noticed these candles from 325 all the way up to 328, that was not like showing us that we wanted to go lower, especially because we came back into that busy and we came into that SIBI. So it's like we paired those. I paired them actually, but I'm not sure what you guys are using. But and to top it off, I had those POIs that I'm looking at to identify like the behavior of the algorithm, right? The behavior thus far was a behavior that didn't, it was not offering buy side inside the POIs. It wasn't, it was wicking through it, right? But it wasn't closing through it. Just like it wouldn't. So basically, that BPR, we closed bullish in the BPR. And now here we are. And we have all this low resistance liquidity to the left. I think that pretty much sums it up, right? Obviously, we could fucking come back down, attack more. Oh, it's a seek and destroy. I don't know, man. Right? But if we zoom out into a higher time frame, we could have a better idea. So we'll go to like the 4 hour, right? The 4 hour candle to our left did not offer the resistance that I was looking for in order to invalidate my long. So it's like we're still there in the body, in the wick. It's a consolidation. If you look at the 4 hour chart, it's still very tiny, like all of this here. So what I would be looking for is at least the high of the 2200 candle. Obviously, that's Asia. So there's that. And then what else? That 4 hour chart looks like that. Let's see the 2 hour. Okay, so the 2 hour, right? We have the SIBI, 1800. That's an interesting SIBI there. There's an imbalance between the wicks, so we could take note of that one there. Obviously, the fair value of the December 21st 2 hour candle is important, right? So we could always add the 50% of that and kind of see whether we get some sort of bullish behavior in there, some sort of breaks of structures and so on. That's a 2 hour candle. We could do the 1 hour candle as well, which, as a matter of fact, go over here. Let me add the which, have we closed above its 50% level? I don't think we have. I think we're about to, but we have not. Of the body. So I pretty much just added the quadrants to the body of that candle. And what makes this body, this candle, very significant in my opinion is the fact that we have two other candles and wicks to our left that are very, very, it's a lot of price action in here to the left of that, right? And then also to the right. So we have pretty much gotten rid of a bearish narrative so far, in my opinion. So 15-minute, right? 15-minute chart. Yeah, there it is. So this 15-minute close, this candle is interesting. So right now, so like you see now, it's just it's noticing that it's got a job to do higher. Okay. POIs. I'm looking at the Mondays. I'm looking at Mondays, 1300. Yeah, Monday's 1300. Monday, how much higher did we go after Monday? We went up to here. So, okay, so TGIF, right? 20%, 30%, whatever. How high would that be? Right? I would have to add the measurements to it. Let me do that. That's potential. Oh. Huh. Okay, let me see. It's the weekly candle. Oh my god, a fucking wick. Jesus. I mean, they get it. We have that order block that say we write. Yeah, we do. It's a long-term fucking order block it's old as fuck. Okay. But you know what's old as fuck? The sell stops above that shit are old as fuck. Okay. Fuck me. This shit's some crazy shit, right?